this whole thing started from a deer tick bite in August of 2020. And I've lived on a lake home at that time. I had been there 51 years or something like that. I was very used to ticks, and it was not a big deal. But so I was remiss in I spotted this deer tick on my arm with a magnifying glass. I could finally see his legs, and I knew I had a problem here. So I did the standard thing. I went into town, a nice physician in town, and took a protocol of doxycycline. And the dumbest mistake I made was I only took it for a couple of days and said, heck, I'm not going to worry about this. And that was the wrong thing to do. So the long story short is that was in August. By September and October, I was starting to come undone. I mean, I was showing symptoms between extreme fatigue, trembling. I started getting air starved, and I think the worst was I was so loopy and dizzy at times. And I knew that something was wrong with me. Because of those symptoms, and I went into this with. I've been blessed with excellent health all my life. I've been so fortunate. I've never been on a pharmaceutical drug in my life.
Yeah. Hey, Dennis, just so everyone knows, how old are you now, and how old were you when this all started? Just give me kind of
I'm 89 now, and it all started when I was what then, 86, late 85, 86. And so it's not as if I came to you ultimately because I was otherwise messed up in history over the years. I mean, I lived a very robust, healthy life. So anyway, I subsequently went through 4 different clinics and or doctors trying to figure out what the heck was wrong with me. But I told every one of them, I said, look, I took this deer tick off of me. And so, of course, they were doing the Lyme test, which all came back negative. One of these clinics said, well, at one time you had anaplasmosis. We don't know how long ago, but you're showing, I don't remember the wording there, but it was kind of like, you're okay, have a nice day. But
yeah, that's a huge mistake. I see doctors find things and they think, oh, it's gone. And it's not really gone. You have lots of symptoms. It's not really gone.
Yeah. Well, ultimately then, doctor, what I did is I bought this book by Brian Rosner, this Freedom from Lyme Disease. And it was there that I discovered the co-infections that go with this. And I don't believe any of the places I'd been had reached that far into it. So again, this started in August of 2020. By February, I came to you. And I found you on the internet because I was done going to the standard medical establishment about this. And secondly, because I've never taken, again, I lean strongly towards trying to fix this thing other than taking a bunch of pills, pharmaceutical things. And so I had that orientation anyway. But anyway, you had me take a blood draw. It came back, and I had a case of Lyme, Babesia, and big-time Bartonella. And so you started me on a protocol. And right from the beginning, I could tell within a week or two, things were changing. I was starting to come out of this. I was telling my wife, I'm coming out of this. And that's when I got COVID. COVID flu.
Yeah. So Dennis, I'll jump in here for a second. So you had, a lot of neurological symptoms, right? It was that was a big presentation with some of the dizziness and the leg stuff and things, right? And I see a lot of neurological Lyme and co-infections and things. And when we started, another reason I wanted to share your story is because, we kind of had a journey as you healed and got better, because you got better somewhat quickly.
I did.
And then we got derailed from the COVID illness for for quite a long time before we could get everything, turned around and headed the right direction again.
That's exactly what happened. And subsequent to that, I think I've counted up between that experience in September of 20 until early this year, we went through 7 different blood tests to monitor me, getting
Yeah.
better. And by March of this year, I felt that the protocol had done its job, and I just sort of gradually eased off of it. But over that period of time, if I had anything to say with people that have coming to you, you do a good job of telling them you're peeling an onion here. You got to take these diseases one at a time. You have to break through these biofilms that are developed. And more than anything else, I tell people you must adhere strictly to the protocol without fail. Don't mess around with it. Don't say, well, I'll skip this or skip that. And I did that, and it paid off. So here I am.
Here we are. And it's we're recording this about December, and you've really been, pretty much hit your health goals and have been off the majority of the protocol, the vast bulk of it now since March. So, it's 8-9 months, right?
Yeah. And so it was a total of 23 months over this whole episode. And that's another thing that people need to know. Be patient. This isn't no quick fix, depending upon the severity of what you got.
Yeah, because we started right around New Year's, 2 years, 2.5 years ago, I guess now.
Yeah.
And had about 6 months of good results before everything went down. Do I have my time frame right?
Yeah, it's pretty close.
Because it was fall of that year that the COVID thing happened. So
yeah.
And then it took us, probably a year or so to feel like we got back.
Right.
So it was a big interruption. One of my biggest when I reviewed you, I was like, oh yeah, that was a big curveball that took us a little while to get you back on the right side of.
Yeah.
And then ultimately it's been it's been good. It's been fun. And one reason I wanted to have you on is I have so many people who even in their 40s or 50s tell me, and sometimes even their 30s, Dennis, tell me, well, I'm just old. And you're kind of my living embodiment of, I don't accept, well, I'm just old as a reason.
As I told you the other day, I'm referred to as a fugitive from the mortality tables at 89.
Yeah, and I think, people go, and I just go, look, if Dennis can get better at, 86, 87, 88, 89, you can get better at whatever age you are. And I think that's, you're a living testament to that.
I'm just so grateful for your expertise. And the people should know that you're not you get out and go to these seminars with your colleagues and listen to these other people and what their experiences are, compare notes and so forth, and it pays off. You're a student of this, and that's critical.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I think it's always important to be learning and trying to always be improving and doing things better. But thank you so much for sharing, your story with people. And have a great rest of your day, Dennis.
Thanks very much, Kyle. Bye-bye.